Hamish and Kai Ming here. We're talking about buying the dream home and selling the old one.
Yeah,
Right.
it's happening everywhere.
It is, and we had an interesting story. It's getting more and more common, so we're going to get into that. A mother and son, we talked to the other day, had to sell, buy, a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts, refinance and all of that. Almost like conductor of an orchestra, we coordinated the thing almost perfectly. Of course, they didn't sell for as much as they would have hoped.
No, but they are also buying at a good time, right?
Right, yeah. So they won out on that. So they live in a beautiful home now. It's perfect. But we're going to get into some of the things you might not have think about, also you should think about if you're thinking about selling and buying. And we're going to get into that right now. Yeah. You've prepared this lovely calculator, Kai Ming.
Yeah, it's basically covered all the cost of buying and selling. Because sometimes when we are talking about selling and buying, the client doesn't really understand what's the overall pictures of course, all the costs associated with that.
Now,
so we prepare that.
These are just estimates, right? Your real estate agent might be different to this, right? But you mentioned something interesting. So we all kind of know about lawyers' fees, marketing costs, but sometimes what we don't think about is this line here, right?
Rent till next purchase. So sometimes the real estate agent may probably recommend you to find somewhere to rent while they are doing the open home. So that just to give them more space to decorate the entire home, make it nicer. Staging,
and also if you're not timing the sale and buy, because if you're trying to time the dates together, sometimes you compromise on the ability to negotiate.
Yes.
Right, the price. Now, so Airbnb costs, moving costs.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have these amazing moving companies that will actually take your furniture and actually also provide storage for a price as well, and then deliver it when you're moving into the new home.
Yeah, actually, when it will be ideal if you can have the settlement of both selling and purchase on the same day. So that means once you sell that, you can just move into the new home. But sometimes it doesn't that the case, right?
Correct.
The settlement could be like a few weeks or even a month afterwards. So you need to consider that when you are selling your own home.
And the deposit is important as well, because sometimes you have to realize that when you're out there and you've sold your home and you want to buy something new, you might not have the deposit available, and borrowing from the bank can be a little bit expensive temporarily.
Yeah.
So if you can, sometimes negotiate that deposit on the buy and sell so they match close to an appropriate price.
Yeah. And speaking of deposit, even in this calculator, so it's sometimes confusing because when people say, okay, after this sells, I can have so much cash at hand. Mm-hmm. So I can potentially use 100% of that to buy my new home. But sometimes when things come to finance, that might not be the case. Because there
could be break fees as well.
Yes,
there could be other costs. So, look, either way, I think the key thing here is to... Sorry, you were also going to say...
Yeah, because there are some conditions to approve that loan, right? So, for example, they have a really high interest rate personal loan or really high credit cards.
And the bank might want that paid off,
yes.
for us to make it work on the high loan amount that we're trying to get. So, in that term, it is a good idea to get the approval. Come to someone like us, get the approval first before you sell, because the last thing we want you to do is sell and not have the other home, right?
Man, that's not so good.
Look, you are welcome to also get this calculator from us if you like. Just reach out. All right, this is definitely something we can also work with you on buying and selling and some of the other things involved, because there is also bridging finance, which I'm not going to get into detail here. Right.
It's a little bit way too complex than just a normal pre-approval and buy the new home.
Correct, but it allows you to sell first and have some time to... buy first and have some time to sell.
Yes.
Right. So look, hopefully that has been insightful for you guys. Thank you for watching, and Kai Ming, I've got to say, thank you for this calculator.
You're welcome.